Good morning, everyone. And to those who are viewing on the live streaming of this YouTube channel, the contractors and stakeholders, good morning to each and every one of you. So today, February 7, 2024, we will be having a preview conference for 9 projects. Okay, let's start with the roll call. The back chair is present. Engineer Edwin Valenzuela, Vice Chair. Engineer Rosana Camacho. Engineer Nestor T. Rojas. Engineer Louis D. Tonyo. Engineer Hilary May Piston. Representative from COA. Sir Ruben Santilices. Representative from the implementing section, Engineer Jose T. Vargas, Engineer Glenn Angelo Gianan, Engineer Monique C. Rabeno, Engineer Arcilia Mary Charmaine, Engineer Karen T. Obo, and we have a 2 representatives from the contractor side, Ms. Lovely A. Cristo from HDS Construction and Supply, and Ms. Elaine Prianzo of NCRD, and from the implementing section, Engineer John Jonas Soeso. So the back composes 100% attendance. I now declare this preview conference call to order at 10:20. So, Catanduanes District Engineering Office invites you to bid for these 9 projects. First project. (24880016) Asset Preservation Program, Construction, Upgrading, Rehabilitation of Drainage along National Roads, Tertiary Roads, Construction of Drainage Structure along Road, Junction Bato-Baras Road, KO 0015 plus 700 to KO 016 plus 300, KO 019 plus 00 to KO 19 plus 563, KO 009 plus 580 to KO 009 plus 660. So the contract location of this is Junction Bato-Baras Road, Catanduanes. The scope of work is construction of 979 linear meter reinforced concrete line canal, construction of 552 linear meter B-type line canal, 124 linear meter U-type line canal, 20 linear meter U-type line canal, with steel grating cover including construction of 2 units single bearing RCBC 1.8 meter width by 2.1 meter depth and 1.5 meter width by 1.25 depth, and concreting of 601 linear meter by 1.5 shoulder left and right side, and carriageway with 80 linear meter by 3.35 meters by 0.28 thickness. So the approved budget for the contract is 24,988,759 pesos and 77 cents. Contract duration is 229 calendar days. License category CND. License classification is small b, and the cost of bidding documents is amounting to 25,000. So the minimum work experience requirements for BK personnel are the following. For the project manager, 3 years similar experience for the same position and 3 years for the total work experience for the same position. Project engineer 3 years in minimum years of similar experience for the same position in 2 years pala, 2 years. And 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. For the materials engineer, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the, and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience. For the construction foreman, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Then the minimum major equipment requirement are the following. Dump truck, 1 unit is required. 12 cubic yard is the minimum capacity per unit. Backhoe with breaker, 1 unit is required. 0.8 cubic meter capacity. And the water truck, pump, stake truck with water tank, 1 unit. 16,000 liters capacity. Transit mixer, 1 unit, 5 cubic meter capacity. Concrete vibrator, 1 unit. Concrete spreader, 1 unit, 5.5 horsepower. Concrete saw blade, 14 inches, 1 unit, 7.5 horsepower. Rebar cutter, single phase, 25 mm. 1 bagger concrete mixer, 1 unit. Cargo truck, 1 unit, 9 to 10 metric tons. Low bed trailer, 1 unit. Okay, any correction for this equipment?
16,000 liters. Water truck. Confusing yan.
Water truck.
Kasi ito sa pre-prop tank, yun naman connected na minimum capacity.
Okay. We will remove the 16 liters and change the construction equipment from stake truck with water tank. No capacity.
Confusing is really
We will be issuing the bid bulletin for this project for that equipment, and additional, we will be issuing the modification of this project for additional station limit for the line cross drainage
pangmura na.
Tamburan section. Any questions from the contractors for the posted plans and quantities, below quantities? If you have questions, you can raise questions at procurement unit during weekdays from 8 to 5. From 8 to 5. Okay, laboratory equipment and required number of units and minimum capacity per unit is strictly comply the requirements prescribed under DO number 9 series of 2012 dated February 27, 2012 and DO number 58 series of 2012 dated August 12, 2012. Also to include the requirements prescribed under DO number 11 series of 2017 dated January 24, 2017. Inclusion of the minimum material system equipment and the technical component of the bid in DO number 127 series of 2018, strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of the post-qualification bidders will delay ongoing contracts with the DPWH. Okay, is there an issue on the right of way? As from the planning design?
For replacement portion of existing structure and the integration of nations to work around the building.
Okay, since it is on the national road, there is no issue on the road right of way of the project. Okay, so to all bidders, please don't alter the posted bill of quantities or just only supply the unit cost and total cost per item. If you commit the changes of the bill of quantities, outright you are not responsive on this project. Any questions? So if you have questions, kindly raise your questions at the procurement unit during weekdays from 8 to 5 p.m. Okay, next project. Contract ID number 24880017, Convergence Special Support Program, CSSP, construction improvement of access road leading to Seaports, Kalsada Tungo sa Paliparan, Riles at Daungan program, Katuparan. Access road from Junction Catanduanes, Circumferential Road to Pananaogan Port, Bato-Baras. The contract location is Bato-Baras. The scope of work, reconstruction of 0.68 linear meter lane kilometer by 3.05 meter width and 0.135 lane kilometer by 2.5 meter width by 0.23 meter thick PCCP carriageway including stone masonry, slope protection and retaining wall. The approved budget for the contract is 9,798,760 pesos. Contract duration is 91 calendar days. License category CNB, license classification is small B, and the cost of bidding documents is amounting to 10,000 for the project amounting to 5 to 10 M. Okay, the minimum work experience requirement for the paid personnel are the following. Project manager, 3 years of minimum years of similar experience and 3 years for the minimum years of total work experience. Project engineer, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience. Materials engineer, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience and 2 years for the minimum years for the total work experience. And the construction foreman is 2 years of the minimum years of similar experience and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience. Okay, the minimum major equipment requirement are the following. Low bed trailer, 1 unit. Dump truck, 1 unit. 12 cubic yard is the capacity. Payloader, 1 unit, 1.5 cubic meter capacity. Backhoe with pavement breaker, 1 unit, 0.8 cubic meter capacity. Road grader, 1 unit. Road roller, 1 unit, 10 metric tons capacity. Water truck, pump, stake truck, and with water tank, 1 unit, 16,000 liters capacity. Transit mixer, 1 unit, 5 cubic yard capacity. Batching plant, 1 unit, 1 bagger concrete mixer, 4 to 6 cubic foot per minute. Okay, any changes for the equipment requirements?
Again, sir, the water truck, stake truck, water tank, the capacity of 16,000.
Okay, change the water truck, pump, stake truck with water tank to stake truck with water tank. No capacity required. Transit fixer, the subscript 5 cubic yard to 5 cubic feet, 5 cubic meter. Any other? The materials minimum testing equipment kindly repair DO number 11 series of 2017. Inclusion of the minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bid. One bagger mixer. Distance. Ang galing na lang po yung capacity sa one bagger mixer. Understood na yan. Any other? Okay, from the contractor, any questions from the posted plans and the bill of quantities? So, if you have questions and you raise your questions to the procurement unit up to 10 calendar days before opening, and we will be issuing the verification 7 days before the opening of bids. Okay, for the laboratory equipment, required number of units and minimum capacity per unit, strictly comply the requirements prescribed under DO number 9 series of 2012, dated February 27, 2012, and DO number 58 series of 2012, dated August 12, 2012. Also to include the requirements prescribed under DO number 11 series of 2017, dated January 24, 2017, inclusion of the minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bid in DO number 127 series of 2018. Strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of the post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with DPWH. Okay, for the right of way of this project, can be discussed from the implementing unit. If there is an issue in the road right of way.
Yung location for the project is, the road section for this project is function from Bato-Baras Road going to Pananaogan Port. So, since ano po ito, road blocking, existing road po, so wala pong issues na
There is no issue on the road right of way. Okay, any questions further from the contractor? Okay, please again, please do not alter the posted bill of quantities. Only supply the unit cost and total cost per item. Okay, if there's no other questions, let's go to the next project. The third project, contract ID number 24880018, Basic Infrastructure Program, Public Water Supply System Level 2 or 3, Construction Completion of Water System, Barangay San Roque, Bato, Catanduanes. The contract location is Barangay San Roque, Bato, Catanduanes. The scope of work, construction and installation of water tank, filter layer, transmission and distribution pipelines. Approved budget for the contract is 2,968,759 pesos and 70 cents. Contract duration is 54 calendar days. License category CND, and the license classification is small B, and the cost of billing documents is amounting to 5,000. Okay, the minimum work experience requirement for the paid personnel are the following: project manager, 3 years and minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 3 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Project engineer, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Materials engineer, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. And the construction foreman is 2 years for the minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Okay, the minimum major equipment requirement are the following. Cargo truck, 1 unit is required. Minimum capacity per unit, 9 to 10 metric tons. Okay, is there any questions or suggestions for this equipment? Please change the minimum capacity per unit to 9 metric tons. Metric tons. Materials minimum testing equipment. Kindly repair the DO number 11 series of 2017. Inclusion of the minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the rig. Okay, for the laboratory equipment, require number of units and minimum capacity per unit. Strictly comply the requirements prescribed under DO number 9 series of 2012, dated February 27, 2012. In DO number 58 series of 2012, dated August 12, 2012. Also to include the requirements prescribed under DO number 11 series of 2017, dated January 24, 2017. Inclusion of the minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the rig in DO number 127 series of 2018. Strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contract with the DPWH. Okay, any questions from the contractor? The posted plans and bill of quantities. Okay, to all contractors, kung mayroong questions, then we go to the procurement unit during weekdays from 8 to 5 p.m. So, kung wala na po questions, let's go to the next project. Fourth project, contract ID number 24880019. Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Public Water Supply System, Level 2 or 3, Construction Completion of Water System, Barangay Dororian, Gigmoto, Catanduanes. The contract location is Barangay Dororian, Gigmoto, Catanduanes. The scope of work, installation of transmission pipelines, 882 linear meter. The approved budget for the contract is 1,978,759 pesos and 71 cents. Contract duration is 37 calendar days. License category C and D. License classification is small gauge, and the cost of billing documents is amounting to 5,000. Okay, the minimum work experience requirement for the paid personnel are the following. For the project manager, 3 years of minimum years of similar experience, and 3 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Project engineer, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Materials engineer, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Construction foreman, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. For the equipment requirement, cargo truck, one unit is required. The minimum capacity per unit is 9 to 10 metric tons. To be changed to 9 metric tons. Okay, we will be bid bulletin for this project for the correction of the minimum capacity per unit. For the laboratory equipment, required number of units, minimum capacity per unit, strictly comply the requirements prescribed under DO number 9, series of 2012, dated February 27, 2012, and DO number 58, series of 2012, dated August 12, 2012. Also to include the requirements prescribed under DO number 11, series of 2017, dated January 24, 2017. Inclusion of the minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bid in DO number 127 series of 2018. Strict application of RA 8184 in the conduct of the cost qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with the DPWH. Okay, is there an issue on the road right of way for this project?
Wala na siya kasi, wala naman siya kasi yung replacement may
Okay, there is no issue on the road right of way for this project. Any questions from the contractor for the posted plans and bill of quantities? Okay, if you have questions, kindly raise your questions to the procurement unit from 8 to 5 during weekdays. Any other questions? If there's none, let's go to the next project. For the bid project, contract ID number 24F80020, bridge retrofitting, strengthening of permanent bridge, Marcos Bridge, enclosing parentheses BOO42CN along Catanduanes Circumferential Road. The contract location is Barak, Catanduanes. The scope of work, retrofitting, strengthening of 829 linear meter by 829.3 square meter bridge. Application of carbon fiber reinforced polymer sheet at the bottom deck slab, inner lane. Asphalt overlay on the deck slab area is 2,081 square meter. Completion of concrete railings left side and application of 77 square meter reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings for the bridge center line. The approved budget for the contract is 19,598 pesos and 759 pesos and 47 cents. Contract duration is 130 calendar days. License category CND, license classification is small B, and the cost of bidding documents is amounting to 25,000. For the minimum work experience requirement for the key personnel are the following: project manager 3 years of minimum years of similar experience and 3 years for the minimum years of total work experience. Project engineer 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Materials engineer 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Construction foreman 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Okay, for the minimum major equipment requirement are the following: asphalt distributor, 1 unit is required, 5 metric tons. minimum capacity. Asphalt timber 1 unit, 800 horsepower, ay 80 horsepower. Tandem steel roller 1 unit, 11 metric tons. Power broom 1 unit. Pneumatic tire roller 1 unit, 10 metric tons minimum capacity. Water truck, pump, stake truck with water tank 1 unit, 16,000 liters capacity. Concrete vibrator 1 unit, generator 1 unit, 2 kVA capacity. Cargo truck 1 unit, 2 to 5 metric tons capacity. Asphalt machine 1 unit, kneading machine 1 unit, low bed trailer 1 unit. Okay, any changes on the equipment requirement?
Water truck, sir.
Again, yung water truck to be replaced by the water truck, a stake truck with water tank. And no capacity. Asphalt distributor from 5 tons to 5 metric tons. Any other question? Changes? Okay, if there's none, let's proceed. For the laboratory equipment and required number of units and minimum capacity per unit, strictly comply the requirements prescribed under DEO number 9 series of 2012, dated February 27, 2012, and DEO number 58 series of 2012, dated August 12, 2012. Also to include the requirements prescribed under DEO number 11 series of 2017, dated January 24, 2017. Inclusion of the minimum materials listing equipment in the technical component of the bid in DO number 127 series of 2018, strict application of RA 9184 and the conduct of the post-qualification of bidders with the late ongoing contracts with the DPWH. Okay, the contractor